of injuries. KD missed 40 games, Westbrook 15. Now Serge Ibaka's turn. The Thunder guy has missed the past 2 games with what the team has called knee soreness. He will see a specialist for further evaluation, but sources tell ESPN.com he will undergo a knee procedure. OKC has not confirmed if that is the case, Stephen A. However, if he does, it's still unclear how long he will be gone. With last night's loss to the Warriors, they are still a half game out. So let me ask you a question. They're fighting for this last spot. Are they done now?
I believe so. And I don't mean it from the perspective of them not making the playoffs, because I still think that's incredibly possible. What I'm saying that they're done is that this bevy of injuries that has forced KD to miss the amount of games he's missed, Russell Westbrook to miss the amount of games he missed at one time, now Serge Ibaka to go down, along with the trade that brought, Enes Kanter, who's played well, by the way, the DJ Augustines of the world, the Dion Waiters of the world. There just seems, Skip, to be a bit too much going on where you have to question whether the chemistry and the cohesiveness necessary to beat one of the top 2 seeds in the Western Conference is going to be there for you when you need it most to get the job done. If Kevin Durant is healthy and Russell Westbrook is healthy, we were of the mindset that they could scare anybody, they could beat anybody, because you're assuming that the chemistry and the cohesiveness would be there. But since he's not even back yet, and now Serge Ibaka's gone down, the Kendrick Perkins of the world are going to Enes Kanter and the DJ Augustines and the Kyle Singlers and Dion Waiters, they've been at it. And it just seems to be so in flux when it comes to this team that the thing that they could rely upon, I'm not sure they can rely upon anymore. Turnovers are going to exist. Russell Westbrook is leading the league in turnovers since the All-Star break. Nobody's even a close second right now. He's got to try to do so much by himself. When he gets back, the right pass, being able to do stuff with your eyes closed, because you know exactly where people are going to be, what they're going to do, because you're practicing with them, you're accustomed to playing with them, etc. All of those things appear in jeopardy right now. If you're a 3rd or a 4th seed and you're going up against a lower seed that's not on the level of the Golden States, Memphis, San Antonio's, etc., it would be different. But considering the fact that you're an 8th seed and the likelihood is that that's where you're going to be, and you're going to go against a team the quality of a Golden State or Memphis, assuming you fall to a 7th or you elevate to a 7th seed, Skip, I just don't believe that absence of cohesiveness is going to assist you when you need it to most. And as a result, I don't see them really making much noise in the playoffs with all of these injuries.
So your prediction of a couple of weeks ago that the Thunder would eliminate Golden State in round 1 of the playoffs just went out the window.
I said they could. I did not say they would.
Oh, I thought
I said they could. No. Go back and look at the tape. Go back and look at the tape. Just slick self. No, you know I didn't say that. But I will say that if again they're healthy and they're playing together, they can beat anybody. But right now, that seems to be a huge question mark with them in terms of their health. And we don't even know if Kevin Durant's going to come back healthy. He may come back and his foot may flare up again.
It might.
We just don't know.
Well, to your point, first of all, our ESPN Basketball Power Index still has the Thunder as a 70% shot at making the 8th spot and gives New Orleans only a 20% shot, because New Orleans' schedule is much, much tougher down the stretch. They play the 3rd hardest schedule in the NBA remaining schedule, New Orleans does. So it appears Oklahoma City can muddle through and make the playoffs. And I'm going to remind you, and you know this, but Enes Kanter, since he joined the Thunder, he's averaging 16 and 10. So he's been pretty good, sometimes pretty great. And Steven Adams is still just a big old force in the middle of the lane. And all the new pieces, they got the kid Mitch McGary, who's an energizer for him off the bench. So they're not devoid of talent even without a couple of stars. I don't know what's going to happen to Kevin Durant. They said even as far back as Saturday he was going through light practice. He was playing a little 3-on-3. But I'm with you. I don't know how the foot will react once he actually starts to play NBA basketball on it again. And Ibaka, they said it was just a cleanup procedure of his knee, where they went in with the arthroscope, cleaned it up, some loose bodies, I'm guessing. So now, could Ibaka come back strong and 2 or 3 weeks? He could. Could Kevin Durant in 2 or 3 weeks be Kevin Durant again? It's possible. We know Westbrook is 1,000% Westbrook, though he tends to get beat up night after night. He's like a little, you could call him, he's like a bigger Iverson. Last night he took a lot of punishment driving the lane against the Mavericks.
Yeah, I was going to correct that. They played the Mavericks, not the Warriors.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, and I said Warriors.
No, that's fine.
Thank you.
But the point is, Stephen A., I can't rule them out. If those two guys get back and they have maybe, I don't know, a week or 10 days together, you don't think they'd be formidable in the first round? Well, they could be.
I think they'd be incredibly formidable, but I'm questioning. You have to understand, my question mark is about what they're going to be able to give you because of the combination of their questionable health and the fact they haven't been on the floor to one another.
Yeah.
You see? I mean, it's like when you're playing the game of basketball, but you religiously play together. You do things instinctually because you have a feel for the guys that you're playing with. And this is what's so important, and it can't be underestimated. When you look at the kind of things right now that's happening with Cleveland and LeBron, with Kyrie, what you're seeing is a chemistry developing where they're feeding off of one another. It's not just individual exploits. The Splash Brothers in Golden State, you don't just see Steph Curry and Klay Thompson just doing what they do. You also see them feeding off of one another. That's what you saw from Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook, even with Serge Ibaka. And that's challenging to foreshadow right now. It just is.
All right, the Thunder, again, have a half-game lead over the Pelicans for that 8th seed in the West. Not looking good if, in fact, they lose another key member. Coming up next, we have some breaking news regarding defensive end Greg Hardy. Could he be playing for the Cowboys? That's the discussion after the break. We'll be right back in just a few moments.
ESPN First Take is presented by Chase Sapphire Preferred. Get 2 times points on travel and dining at restaurants. And in part by Viagra. And Golden Corral, best buffet in the USA.
So Rory McIlroy, look at there, folks, has replaced Tiger Woods on the cover of EA Sports' latest video game and will be the new face of its golf series. Let's take a look at the history. Tiger graced the cover alone, by himself, solo, 13 years. Shared it with Rory in 2011, and now he's no longer a part of the series. Here's the question. Can Rory live up to Tiger Woods' honor, so to speak? Skip Bayless, it's for you.
Stephen A., I am not convinced that Rory can live up to that. I have no doubt about Rory's talent, but I do have some lingering doubt about whether Rory has the backbone that Tiger Woods had in Tiger Woods' prime. So let's start seeing, can he break through and win the Masters where he collapsed in his first big shot at winning the Masters? I don't know, and this may put even more pressure on him, so I'm not convinced yet.
Well, I unapologetically lean towards your expertise when it comes to the sport of golf because you watch it more religiously than I do, and you certainly play it more religiously than I do. I've listened to what you've said about Rory over the years. You've been incredibly complimentary, but at the same time, you've had your reservations in regards to things just like this. And as I've watched him, listening and remembering what you've said, I concur with you. So we'll see what happens, but I do have my questions as to whether he can live up to this. I really do.
So last quick question. Are you teaching like a Shakespeare class this afternoon before you actually speak to the students? Or
Not at all. Not at all. I'm just going to chill on campus and make sure I shake hands, kiss the babies, and make sure that folks know I'm going to give them a message that they approve.
God. Well, throw in a little Chaucer, a little Dostoevsky, something.
Skip.
He did not just say Chaucer.
Yeah,
Why
I did.
You know who else is speaking here?
I don't know.
Okay.
Pulitzer Prize winner Eugene Robinson from the Washington Post and Rudy Giuliani, former mayor of New York City.
There you go.
See you tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern on ESPN2.